What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hurt Business Podcast. My name's Fair Shirai, and I'm joined today by
Yo, Josh, what's going on?
the real bad man.
We can't do this every episode, man.
Every episode, bro. I told you I was gonna do this.
Oh my god!
Speaking of real bad man, the Bob Marley movie's coming out soon. You going?
I'm not watching that.
Nah. Yo, I can't wait, dude. Disrespect. All right, fair enough. You're a real Jamaican, so like you respect. But today we're here to talk about UFC 298. Volkanovski defending his featherweight strap against the ever so confident Ilia. Robert Whittaker's on the card. Ilia Machado Gary, who's from Ireland but all of a sudden is Brazilian now, is on the card. And a bunch of other fun fights. But we're just gonna talk about the main card today. Starting at the top, Josh, your boy, the great Alexander Volkanovski, coming back to his natural weight class to defend his title after that loss to Islam. What do you make of this fight? And do you think this is one for Volk, or is this a tough test for him?
I mean, you look at the storyline here, man. Like between these two, it's like everybody's talking about the knockout from, the boogeyman in the lightweight division, which I don't really pay too much stock into that man. I think, he was jumping into a foreign weight class, hasn't been knocked out in over a decade. But it was a tough shot, man, and his chin did show some weakness there. So it happened, man. But I just don't. This is just a tough fight to kind of jump into, because there are just certain aspects of the fight which I'll get into that I just don't think that Volk has an advantage over Tapuri, and I just think that there's some aspects that Tapuri doesn't have an advantage over Volk. But that's kind of the narrative of this fight, right? It's like that's the storyline, Tapuri is going to knock him out, blah, blah, blah. And, it's just crazy to think, man. It's possible, but I don't want to sit here and say and jinx myself or anything, or jinx Volkanovski, because that would be tough. And then there's also, the narrative that, Topuria is going to get him to the ground and wrestle him and submit him. And I just think that, like, if Islam couldn't even do that, I'm very doubtful that Topuria could do that too, right? So that's kind of how I'm going into that. Yeah, so just kind of getting into the fight, man. I think, and you can stop me if I'm saying some bullshit at any point. But I just think that there is a certain aspect that I look into this fight, which I think that a lot of people aren't looking into, is comparing these two on their last fights, and then kind of looking at them on what this fight could potentially look like, right? Like a lot of people I've seen, and I say a lot of people because I listen to a lot of people talk about the fights, and I'm just like, I don't know if it's going to go that way. But, it's ultimately, this is Volkanovski's rebound, right? Like he has to win this fight. He has to retain his title. He has to win this fight. So I think there's going to be a lot of heart and a lot of emotion going into this fight. Kind of looking at both fighters in their last fights. I just mentioned Volkanovski's, and you look at Topuria's resume. He's got a great resume too, but it's not the most elite resume, I would say, compared to Volkanovski's, right? He's got a good range of fighters, I would say. He's got the Ryan Hall, he's got the Bryce Mitchells, he's got those grapplers under his belt, so good for him on that. He's got Josh Emmett under his belt too, just some power, somebody who can really stand and bang with him. And, he's got some good opponents, but, Volkanovski just has the experience there, I feel like. It's just, I don't know. This is going to be a tough one, man. It's just going to be really tough, man, because like I said, both of these guys bring a different set of, unique set of skills that I feel like can play a big part in how this fight goes. But then I also look at how one-dimensional sometimes these guys can be, and how these guys can be a little bit, I don't know, man. Both of them make mistakes, you know what I mean? And they've showed that some mistakes in the previous fights, and then they kind of bounce back. But oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You said a lot of good things there, but one thing that
this is one I'm really
talk about is the experience, bro. The experience, like Volk has that in his favor times a million. He's fought in the best featherweights and the best lightweights in the world during this run that he's been on. But like, it is the rebound fight. There's so much on the line here. If he loses this, it's like, then what do we do? But I don't know, man. I think Ilia, like, we haven't really gotten a chance to see the ground game from Ilia that everybody seems to be talking so highly of, the black belt. Like, we haven't really seen it in the octagon. We haven't really seen him need to wrestle much. Emmett is the only fight I can think of, and he just outboxed Emmett for 5 straight rounds and beat the shit out of that dude. But yeah, dude, I mean,
yeah, and just going off of that too, it's just like people are comparing the jiu-jitsu to the likes of like Brian Ortega, and like,
yeah, come on,
it's like, come on, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, you know what I mean? So it's, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but he has shown the grappling, like, you know, he has shown against some noticeable grapplers too, like I mentioned. I mean, the Ryan Hall one. I mean,
but like, there was no grappling in that fight. Ryan Hall was trying to get
but
he was just beating the shit out of him on the ground.
Well, yeah, it's just like showing the IQ against the grappling. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a tough comparison.
Use his grappling is the point that I was trying to make. Like, we haven't really.
Jai Herbert, maybe. I mean, he was on the fence with Jai Herbert, and he knocked him out. But then,
but also, Herbert really caught him too. Remember that?
Yeah, no, he caught him. That's what I'm saying. Like, both of these guys can, you know, it's a tough one to compare against. You know, both these guys are very good in their respectable ways, and I feel like it's going to come down to IQ and who's not going to be I said that wrong earlier, but who's not going to be the one-dimensional fighter in this fight. You know what I mean? It's you got to show all the skill set in this one. You know, these guys have all seen it, and you know, Volk has seen it a little bit better and a little bit more. You know, especially with going rounds with the likes of, you know, Max Holloway, and you know, he's basically beat everybody. So it's tough, man. It's really tough. Alias, he's on the come up, man. So I can definitely see him winning this too. Man, but how do I see it going down though? Like I said, it's debatable.
Hold on, before we get into predictions, have you seen Ilia this week just being so confident, changing his Instagram bio, 15-0 at UFC World Champion? He's already like, this fight already happened in Ilia's brain. He's already the world champion. Did you see any of that?
I haven't, no. But it doesn't surprise me that but it just shows the confidence level, right? It just shows that, you know, he's ready for the big stage. He's ready to show everybody that, you know, he's the top dog in the featherweights. You know, you kind of have to believe in yourself, right? Because, you know, it's a big part of the fight game, I would assume. But yeah, predictions, man. Predictions is what we're here for. I mean, share your thoughts, man. What do you? I'll go right after you because I kind of built this up.
Yeah. Great job by you. Great build up. I mean, I've thought about this fight a lot this week, man, a lot, and I've asked a lot of people just kind of to gauge a insight on what people are thinking. It's really 50-50. There's really a split line up the middle of who people think is going to win in this one. Ilia's undefeated. He's a young cat, prospect, great boxing, good jits, from what we've heard. And then you have the world champion, the guy who's done it over and over and over again, man. So I'm gonna put my money in that court. I think Volk is gonna have one of those performances where it's gonna be like that Roy Jones Jr. song. I must have forgot, man. Like Volk is one of them guys, man. But like the counter argument to that is like, in this sport, you go on such great runs, and Volk has been on one over the past few years. At some point, like, it got to curve, and it got to go the other way for you. And I don't know. A knockout usually is the turning point for most people, but Volk is an anomaly, man. I think he overcomes that, and he beats Ilia UD through 5 rounds, goes the distance.
Yeah.
Boom.
Damn. So you think Volk? So you're going Volk?
Volk decision.
I'm going Volk decision too, man. And I just think that like I said, when I try to compare as much as I can, because he, to guys who've had a chance against beating Volk, and just comparing the strategies, and Max Hall is really the best option. But it's just kind of hard to compare those two. You know what I mean? Like, is Ilia Topuria a better boxer than Max Holloway? Probably not. Does he have better boxing defense? Yeah, I would say Ilia Topuria is better boxing defense. But just one thing that bothered me, like you said, I've been looking at this fight too. One thing that bothers me a lot, man, is Ilia's lack of leg kicks, man. I mean, Volk, Volk is he's gonna target those legs, man. He's gonna fry them. He's gonna absolutely nuke his legs, and I think that is what is going to change the course of the fight, which is most case in all of Volkanovski's fights. Even in, maybe not so much in the zombie fight, because he didn't really need to utilize it as much, but that was like a big part of his game. And it is a reason why he's winning a lot of these fights, because this way to just neutralize his opponents that way. So I think we're going to see a lot of that, man. I'm not putting stock into Ilia's grappling. I'm not putting stock into his BJJ against Volkanovski. If Islam couldn't do it, like I said, I doubt Ilia's going to be able to do it.
Fair. And
I just think the experience with all these other high-level opponents, I think that plays a big factor in a close fight. So I'm going decision as well. But it's going to be high level regardless. Like, we're going to get a good fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you think coming into this that I was going to pick Ilia?
Nah, I didn't know you were. I didn't think you were going to go with him.
Yeah. I'm. I do hop on hype trains from time to time. But this isn't the one.
You are a little bit of a glazer. I've been noticing.
Whoa, a creamer. I mean. What happened, dude?
Okay.
What?
All right. We both got the boy, man, Alexander Volkanovski. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's make this interesting. We're getting in here. All right, we got Rob Whittaker, Paulo Costa. Rob Whittaker coming off of how many losses now? A few, couple knockouts.
You hate Robert Whittaker.
I don't hate Rob Whittaker.
You always do this, bro.
Israel Adesanya is just better. He's just a better fighter.
Why? Why do we got to?
Anyway, Izzy's kids are fighting on Saturday as well, so I figured we talk about them. This fight was canceled 2 times. This is a fight that was canceled 2 times, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But we're finally here, and we're here to talk about it. This is just going to be an exciting fight. I feel like on the cards, I don't really care about this fight as far as like the rankings go, because these guys aren't going to go anywhere with this. I feel like this is just a fun fight. Nobody cares about these guys anymore. Come on, man. Stop
it, man. Like, it is so apparent that you're an Izzy fan by the way you're open to this. Continue.
How is it apparent? Anyway,
so apparent, man. This is a lot of implications on this fight. You could say this is a #1 contenders fight. You could say it.
You think Rob Whittaker's getting a title fight?
You could say it.
A win against Paulo Costa.
Bro, Robert Whittaker's last fight, he lost to the champion.
Yeah, knocked out.
Only lost to champions.
All right, man. Yeah, you're wrong. That says a lot, but then it also says,
which champion has he not lost to?
But it says a lot, but it also says a lot. He's fighting the champions. He's not beating them.
All right, man. Glazing again, huh?
Oh my god! Anyway, man,
what's glazing even mean? I'm not familiar.
Meat riding, bro. You just glazing, bro.
Jesus,
you're just a glazer, bro. But anyway, I mean, yeah, on paper, this is going to be an exciting fight, regardless. I mean, both these guys are explosive. Very skilled, powerful fighters. Rob Whittaker is clearly the better technical fighter than Paulo Costa. Yeah. Paulo Costa is very flat-footed, brute type of fighter, you know, very fundamental boxing, excellent boxing, but very fundamental. Loves throwing in hard combinations. But, you know, that's just who he is. You know, that's Paulo Costa. Rob Whittaker's, he's going to get clipped, man. Rob Whittaker's getting knocked out. He's getting knocked out again, man. I'm sorry, man. He's been getting clipped. He's been getting hit way too much lately. His chin, I paid no stock into his chin. I mean, look at these guys he got knocked out by. And besides Izzy, because we expected that. But Rickus, come on. What you doing, man?
He's the world champion, man. He's the world champ.
What you doing, man?
World champ.
You right, bud?
That's the champ, dog. Nah, man, you're crazy, bro. Rob.
Nah, I'm not, man. I'm not, man. Paulo's knocking him out. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going knockout Paulo Costa. I got money on it too.
Wow. I mean, Paulo money line is plus 170. I see it right in front of me. So there's a lot of value if you agree with John. But however, I completely disagree. I think Robert Whittaker is creme de la creme. He only loses to the peak. He only loses to the top echelon of the weight class. And I don't think Paulo Costa counts. I don't think he's one of those guys that, you know, deserves to be with these top guys. I think he's an exciting fighter. I think he brings a fun fight every time out. But when we talk about world championship level and who deserves a title shot, it'll be like a Robert Whittaker kind of guy with a dub on Saturday, and especially if he does it in impressive fashion. But my biggest thing is, like, I hope A, Paulo Costa makes weight. B, I hope he shows up.
He will.
Don't worry. I just hope he shows up. That's like the number one thing. Paulo Costa is one of those guys where not only like you don't get paid anything, you don't get your show money, but it should be like a penalty. Like, we should charge you your show money just because you didn't show up again. So yeah, man, I'm taking Robert Whittaker. I don't know if he's gonna knock him out because it is a 3-round fight, but I'm taking Robert Whittaker. I think he's a technical guy, way more technical than Costa, and that's what's gonna shine. And also, speaking of his last fight against DDP, I think a valuable lesson had to be learned in that one, and that one is you don't underestimate anybody. You just don't, especially in that weight class. And you know, once you get in that top 10, you definitely don't want to underestimate anybody that they match you up against. And he did that against DDP, hence the result. And it's not happening again. So you're wrong, pal. He's not getting finished, and your money's going in the trash.
You want to fade my bet?
Yeah, I'm fading that shit.
Fade my bet. I got 300 on Paulo Costa knocking him out.
Yo,
plus 350.
Lose game.
Plus 350. I'm coming out with a band and a half. I promise you I am, bro.
That's crazy.
You know what's crazy too? You're going with a knockout for Whittaker?
If I was gonna bet, I'd probably
Vegas
bet Rob decision.
Bro, Vegas doesn't even see this fight going in distance.
They don't.
No.
I mean, I don't.
135. 135. I'm going knockout, man. No, minus 135.
With what to go
distance?
Okay.
They don't see this going in. I'm going Paulo Costa knockout. I want you to fade my bet. I'm being so serious this time. We always talk on the pod. How we're gonna do this? We are doing this. I promise you, we are. We both get paid. We both get paid Friday too. I know you get paid Friday.
I don't get paid Friday. I get paid
nasty business.
Next week. I get paid on next week. But
you're still fading my bet. We're doing this.
I don't understand.
Go Whitty.
So I'm betting what, Rob by knockout.
So you fade my bet. So when you fade my bet, you're going Whittaker knockout.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Whittaker's going to win by decision.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to convince you that Vegas doesn't see going the distance, so you might as well fade my bet.
That's a fair approach, but I'm not gullible, bud. You're not getting me.
Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here.
Hi, kiddo.
Y'all heard it here. Y'all will see Whittaker on the canvas come Saturday. Just wait. Anyway, let's move on, man.
Yeah, let's.
Oh, man, good transition. I know what you're doing there. Go ahead. Finish it.
Well, speaking of on their back, man, Ian Gary did not show up. He didn't show up to his last time.
Yo, come on.
What happened? Did he? He did it. He showed up for Boston for us last August, but his following fight, which I believe was in December, fight week, he just does not show up to any media obligation.
Do you blame him though?
I don't, especially if he had bronchitis or whatever was whatever they broke it out to be. But and that fight was against Vicente Luque, and ultimately, of course, that didn't happen. And I'm kind of happy because then we got this fight. I think this is a way funner fight than the Vicente fight.
We saw what this guy did to Vicente Luque last time.
Yeah, we did.
We don't want it. Yeah. This will be good. This will be good for the Jeff guy. You know what I mean?
Jeff is no slouch, bro. He's just like the older he gets, like the more his fight style and fight finishing just ages. It just ages so well. Every time out, every time he's in there, there's such a high potential that he's gonna clip you and hurt you. The Vicente one was an abomination. As long as that fight lasted, he beat the shit out of Vicente. But I'm trying to remember which one was it where he was losing most of it, and then he just clipped. I can't remember. I'm trying to look through his thing, but it's not. Anyways, he just has that one hit knockout power. His last fight versus Rachmanov was a banger. I know you remember that one, Josh. We were losing our mind over that one.
That was a banger.
But he's facing Ian Gary, who I've said on the show that he could be the future of the 170-pound division, and this fight ultimately will be a big test of that statement. If he gets past Jeff Neal, bro, like he might belong.
Yeah, he's on the Polar Express, man, at the top, man. Be real, too. He's on the Poli, man, straight to the top, man, straight to the top.
It's minus 245 for Ian Gary.
Yeah. I mean,
crazy. I don't know.
It is crazy. And Jeff has only lost like a few fights against some tough guys, but he hasn't lost in a while. He hasn't lost in a while since the Rachmanov fight, and that fight was good, man. He fought so well in that fight. Man, if that fight with Rachmanov never happened, you would have just showed me this fight with Ian Gary. My decision would have changed so much, man. I think he addressed so many things that I wanted to see him address from that Stephen Wonderboy fight. That he addressed so well. You know, he didn't fight well against a longer, lengthier guy, and this is exactly what he has, man. This is exactly what he's coming up against. He fought well against Rachmanov, man. That was a great fight, man. He ultimately came up short, but it was a great fight, man, and I think he's corrected those measures, man. I think he's a little bit more. I feel like he's a little bit more aggressive when he's fighting lengthier fighters. I feel like he really uses the angles well to get close to these longer fighters, and I feel like he's slipping well. He's boxing well, and I just think he's gonna. I think he's gonna shock the world, man. I think people are gonna hate me for this one, but I'm going Jeff, man. I'm going with the boy, man. And that's it. And Ian Gary's my guy, man. It's my brother, man. You know, how could I go against the Irishman? But that's Jeff, man,
it's crazy.
I think Jeff is gonna shock the world, man. I really think he is. And that's based and this is just a really poor take. I'm just going with Jeff. I think he's gonna hurt Ian Gary. I feel like that power, like you said, he's got some crazy one-hit power. I think he's gonna hurt Ian,
man. It's a real possibility, bro.
It's real bad, man.
It's a real Is he Jamaican?
Yeah, I think
a real bad man. Then
is he?
Yeah, it's crazy because I wanted to be the shocker that picks Jeff. I wanted to be that guy because I thought you were gonna go Ian. But yeah, I agreed, man. I think he has the crack that Ian's never seen before, and Ian has gone cracked before in his fights, and none of those guys has been Jeff Neal. So if Jeff's able to catch him and put him in any bad spots, he can really end the show for Ian. And another part of all this is everything that Ian got going on outside of fighting, all the drama with his wife and the camps and in and out of countries and all this stuff that he has going on in his life, how much is that going to play a factor of his performance? Is any of that going to be on his mind while he's fighting? Is any of that going to translate into a more angry, dominant, crazy Ian Gary? These are questions I'm having. But Vegas's line is crazy. Plus 200 for Jeff Neal is really, 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 really tempting.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even those lines are just, it's so high, it's high enough, man, where it's like, really, man, you guys have no stock in the Jeff?
Yeah, like what's going on?
Who cares, man? I do.
Yeah, likewise, me too. But moving on, man, the bantamweight matchup of the night, the fight that could be telling us who's be facing the winner of Cheeto and Sean O'Malley for the bantamweight strap. I cannot fucking stand Henry Cejudo at this point of my life, but he is back again for another fight, and he's fighting fan favorite Merab Dvalishvili, who I'm agreeing with the public. I've fallen in love with Merab's style and his like internet presence so much as of recently. Have you been seeing those clips he's been editing and posting? You've had to.
Come on. You ask these questions knowing I don't watch this guy.
Yo, Josh, you gotta get on the internet, bro. You gotta watch this stuff, man. This guy's doing like full on skits with like hilarious. I'll just start sending you stuff.
Seen Henry Cejudo skits.
Well, there's a good transition. Did you see him fire his coach? I think you sent it to me, so you've definitely seen it.
Me?
Didn't you know? Wasn't that you?
Nah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You don't want to see. Yeah, you don't go on our DMs. You're not gonna find anybody getting fired in those DMs we'd be sending.
I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. But who you got, bro? Henry Cejudo or Merab Dvalishvili?
Henry Cejudo is the most disrespected champion I've ever come across. Now, he did lose a fight against Aljamain Sterling, which is not saying much. Aljamain Sterling was riding a nice win streak. He was champion. He was doing well for himself. And, Henry Cejudo has been out for a while. And that was just overall a tougher fight to go up against because it was grappler versus grappler. Rob's a beast, man. This is fucking tough. Rob's a beast, man. But I'm tired of not betting against. I'm tired of betting against Henry Cejudo, bro. I'm tired of it because I'll lose every time, bro. I can't, man. I can't bet against Henry again. I don't think he'll get knocked out. I don't think Rob's gonna knock him out. I think Henry Cejudo will probably take him to the ground potentially and try to hold him off there. Maybe get a submission. Has Merab ever been submitted? No. But can Henry Cejudo be the one to submit Merab? Absolutely. But these lines, man, these lines. Nobody, Vegas paying no. They don't even see Henry Cejudo.
I mean, the dude's like 5'3",
180,
5'2", 5'1".
A plus 180 for arguably one of, you can disagree, but arguably one of the best UFC fighters of all time is crazy.
Now, when you say that, it's a fair statement. You're not wrong, but context, bro. Look at the current state of his career right now. The dude is coming off a loss against Merab's teammate, and he just took even more time off. After taking time off. So it's like nothing is pointing in his direction. I agree with Vegas. I think this should have been a little bit further. Like, I feel like this should have been the Jeff Neal line, and the Jeff Neal line should have been this. Like Henry should have been plus 200. You say he's the most disrespected champion. Did you see anything in his last fight that says this guy can beat Merab?
He went toe to toe with Aljamain.
Did he?
Unfortunately for Aljamain, unfortunately, but he did.
He went 5 with Aljo. Did he go toe to toe? He clearly lost 3 of those rounds.
Yeah,
All right, man. I'm taking Marab too, bro. I think Marab's a beast. Marab should be fighting for a belt, but he'll seal the deal on Saturday to get that spot.
All jokes aside, man, it's why is Aljamain ducking Marab, man? Just bang it out.
All right, man. All right, man. Now opening up
this fight is a joke, man. Why is Henry Cejudo still fighting?
That's a great question.
It's a joke, man. But I can't bet against it, bro. I'm sorry.
You can't bet against Henry.
As much as I think Marab is going to eviscerate him from the UFC, I can't bet against Henry.
Why?
So
why?
I think by miracle Henry Cejudo wins.
Have you not bet against Henry in his? If you bet against him in his last one, you would have won some.
Every single time I've bet, well, yeah, not that one, but every single time I've bet against Henry, I've lost. So, which was like all of 3 times I've ever bet against him.
That was peak Henry though. That was a different version than this nugget we get this weekend.
Nugget is crazy, bro. Come on, dog.
I'm so excited about the fight that's opening up this main card, bro. Roman Kopylov against Anthony Hernandez. And I know you've seen Roman fight before, but I'm not even going to put you on the spot and ask you. The dude's coming off a few second round finishes, and he just picks you apart and eventually lands a hammer to put you out. And I think Anthony Hernandez is a great opponent, a great stylistic matchup for him to just jump in there, get another viral knockout, crack into the top 15, and start getting some actual matchups that A, are exciting, and B, give him a chance to move up and potentially make some noise in the middleweight division, because the guy's pretty sure like 33, 34. Like, he's not a young one. So it's now or never, and the dude's really good, bro. So I think he has a chance to finish the fight early. I would definitely bet Roman by KO and run that ticket up. What do you think, Josh?
Blazing. Yeah, I'm going with I'm going. Come on, babe. Come on. You thought I was gonna miss that opportunity. He was riding it, man. You were riding this guy. Anyway, man. No, I like what you said. I like Roman. He's exciting. He's knocking everybody out, like you said. I want to see him versus Thiago oh my God, Magomed Ankalaev, the 2 light heavyweight bangers, bro. That would be a dream fight, man. I think that'd be an exciting fight. So I want this guy to keep winning. I think he will win though. Is he Russian? Is he? I'm trying to remember if this is. Yeah, he's the Russian guy. Yeah. Dude, this line is crazy, man. Vegas has him not. Vegas doesn't even have this guy winning. That's so crazy to me. I think Roman gets it done.
They got Anthony Hernandez beating Roman.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna bet on that for sure.
That's insane. This line is crazy. I'm going Roman, no doubt. I think he'll get it done.
Word. All right.
Sprinkle Jeff Neal in there too, man, while you're at it.
Yeah, they got some fun parlays that to be made for this UFC 298 card. If you made it to this point of the podcast, thank you so much to you listeners. Please subscribe on YouTube, rate us 5 on Apple and Spotify. Follow us on IG at the HB Pod. And shirts will be on sale soon. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll catch you in the next one.